This is the Brain Bank, where scientists are studying a traumatic brain injury called chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE. It's caused by collisions that push the brain around inside the skull. The researchers studied the brains of more than 100 professional college and high school football players.
It goes forward, it accelerates and decelerates, but it also goes rotationally. And that causes the brain inside the skull to actually elongate and stretch. And that stretching puts a lot of physical force on the individual nerve cells, especially the neurons and the axons.
Every collision pulls apart the tau proteins that form a skeleton around a neuron. The more hits, the greater the damage. McKee's team found evidence of CTE in all but one of the brains of the 111 NFL players she studied, in 90% of the college players and 20% of the high school players.
Under abnormal circumstances, like after trauma, when the nerve cells are damaged, when there's a force, a violent force, and then there's stretching of the nerve cell, the tau actually comes off off the skeleton. It comes off the microtubules and it starts clumping up, just sort of in the bottom of the cell.
Those lesions may cause the memory loss and behavior, personality, and mood changes like depression associated with the disease.
We can see spaces near the hippocampus, which is a part of the brain that's important for learning and for memory, and we can see that there's been shrinkage there as well. To see this in such a young individual is quite startling.
McKee says helmets provide some protection, but that anyone using their head in sports is going to sustain some damage.
Helmets are part of the solution. They'll never be the solution for CTE. They may mitigate it, they may make it less likely, but it's always going to be a risk once you have head contact.
McKee and her team are now looking for ways to diagnose CTE before a player dies, and for drugs that might help treat the disease. Kevin Enochs, VOA News.